All right, we'll go ahead and get started here. No injuries to report after the game there. Tip my hat to Tampa Bay. Congratulations to them. We shot ourselves in the foot, and we scored a couple times and self-inflicted, took those points off the board. So that's obviously very disappointing. Liked how our guys bounced back from a previous week, what we were trying to do. And, with regards to running the football, I thought our defense played really well, limiting those guys to field goals and giving us an opportunity. I thought our special teams handled field position. It was definitely a windy day out there, had to do some navigation through that. But the season's over now, and that's it. And with that, I'll answer any of the questions.
Chris, how deflating was it to have
those? I'm sorry, one at a time. Who's going?
What was your message to the players afterwards, Chris?
I just said that this room will change. This room will now change. And I think that the motto of character and compromise will still continue for those kids, myself included. And I said that you'll probably pass that down to your kids as you become a parent. You can never lose sight of those lessons, learn from it, and move on.
Chris, how deflating were those plays that got taken off?
How deflating were they? Well, obviously we didn't score any points off of it, so extremely deflating.
Chris,
callback touchdown on Raheem with the illegal formation.
Apparently, I don't think they said that's obviously 79 was uncovered there, so we didn't have somebody on the line of scrimmage on the other side.
Chris, you were part of the 0-16 Brown season. What did you learn from that about maybe kind of, I know you left Cleveland after that, but about, resiliency from the coaching standpoint, from a player standpoint, the guys that have come out of that?
I think everything that I've said since I've taken over, it's about the tape. What does your tape say? I mean, yes, 0-16 is horrible. This isn't much better. And how you go from here is obviously, it's going to talk a lot about how you are as a person. I learned a lot that year, and we just kind of continue to try to keep getting better.
What do you think outside of those turnovers kind of stunted the offense maybe in this second half? Just kind of.
Well, obviously, I mean, those turnovers were killers, and I'll say, with the penalty, that's a turnover. And I know, because was that, correct me if I'm wrong, was after the touchdown, is that when we got the I don't want to call it sack fumble, but the guy came around the edge. So, yeah, you're talking about that plays that we did to ourselves that we are in control of. That's disappointing. And that's I guess I'm being really nice about that. But we said that we were going to come in here and run the football. And even if they stuffed us, we were still going to try to run the football, and I thought we stuck to that plan pretty good.
Anything else for Coach?
Those two plays that got called back, would you say those were like kind of going along with how your season went in general?
I don't think of it like that. I just say, I think, I understand the question, and you say, okay, those are really bad plays, and let's tie it in with the season because it's a bad season. Those are plays that can't happen, and that's disappointing.
What's next for you, Chris, and do you want to be back?
What's next for me is I'm going to watch the film. I'm going to still stick to my process on that. We got another team meeting tomorrow with the guys, and I'm still going to cherish my time with those players. As I've always said, it is about relationships, and that's just not coach speak. I really care about all those guys and the coaches that we have, and it's when it's final, that's the one thing about the NFL that I learned when I first got in. When the season ends, it just stops. You're so used to a process and a routine, and then all of a sudden it shuts down. What's next for me? We'll always see how that goes.
You were part of now 2 coaching changes here. How difficult has this just been for you and staff members?
I think those things. I think if you follow this context, I have a job to do in my special teams area. And to be a pro and to coach the guys as best I can, regardless who the head coach is at that time. Whoever the head coach is, I'm always going to be a guy that's going to work for that guy and do whatever we can to help him win. And that's kind of, I'm a big chain of command guy.
Chris, in terms of effort and what you see on the tape of the last couple of months, how valuable do you think it is when you look at evaluation over the next month, the tape?
Well, I think that's going to be big. And I told the guys that last night, told them that this morning again. You know, especially these last games, how do you play when adversity is at its highest? And I'll be honest with you, I thought that tape out there, we were still in it, we were playing, and got a lot of respect for those guys in that room, how they battled. So I tip my hat to those guys. I'm very appreciative of the effort they gave me.
And on that note, is Derek Brown the type of guy you can build around considering the type
There's plenty of guys that you can build around here. There's no doubt about that.
Chris, you talked this week about Bryce's toughness. Obviously a tough season for him too. What do you hope he takes from all of that?
I think that when he's in year 12, winning a lot of games and slicing people up a little bit, dicing it around, throwing it around, I said, you'll remember this first year, and you'll probably look back and say, you know what, it stunk at the time, but this really helped me get to where I'm at. He has a really bright future.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you.